I have taken on a stroke patient this week, so it's brought me back to seated workouts, which I frequently use not just for people who suffered a stroke, MS, Parkinson's patients also. There is a great need. I know I joke about getting up off your ass, but some people can't, and there are certain muscles which are malfunctioning, dysfunctioning, and need strengthening before we can get them from a seated to a standing position. Sit to stand is phenomenally hard when you've lost function in certain key areas of the body. So we're going to look at how we address that today. We're going to start from the ground up with the feet first. So you need a chair, and you need to be seated at the very front of the chair with your feet directly underneath your knees. So the first thing we're going to do is lift the heels up and drop them down. So we're going to start with some gentle calf activation. Make sure you keep a nice straight spine as you do this. And you want to think of drawing the heels right up into the calf muscles so the Achilles, soleus and calves are all engaged, and then bring them down. And then I'd like you to beat them, so as if you're stamping your heels on the floor. So you get this rebound action of the heels coming straight back up off the floor each time. Now we're going to work the anterior tibial tendon, which means this tendon here at the front of the ankle. Now, a huge problem for people standing up is when they don't have the capacity to engage this tendon to keep the knees over the feet, which will give them the grip to be able to pull them forwards. So in order to do that, we bring our hands to the knees to make sure they don't move, lift the toes off the floor and then back down. So you can see there's not much movement there, but you can see this tendon here starting to activate, and it will fatigue quite quickly. Next is your quadriceps. So again, sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to bring my hands here to help engage my upper back muscles. I extend one leg out and back, and the other leg out and back. You want to keep the spine lifted as the leg extends, so you're not leaning away from that. You want to come towards it, so we really get the quadricep. Next, we're going to practice this hinge movement from the hips. So bringing the hands under the shoulders, bring the feet slightly back, not too far, and we're going to practice hinging as far forwards as we can, and then coming back, because ultimately it's that that's going to later bring you up into a standing position. By keeping the arms here, we're trying to keep the chest open and engage the back muscles, which is what's going to support us and stop us from falling forwards, and gaining the mobility in the hip joints to be able to hinge free of pain and without turning into Quasimodo as we do so. And then the last stage in this is, of course, to finally engage the bum and bring ourselves up. If you find yourself in an increasingly sedentary state and you fear that you might never stand up again, there are ways that we can deal with it in specifically seated workouts. So you're welcome to contact me if you require further information, just like what we discussed today.